Welcome back, crew, to Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down at beautiful Haulover Inlet in Miami, Florida. And as you can tell, as this Nortec makes its way out of the inlet, it is a rough day. Some big waves, white caps rolling. It's going to be interesting to see how our captains fare as they do battle with the inlet. And this is going to bring us to the first round of our contest, and here in the first round, the boats are going to toss a cruiser yachts in the ring to go ahead and see if they can get on the board first. Now on a normal day, this might be an easy win for the boats, as this is a pretty big vessel, but as you can tell as they're working their way out, man, it is firing today at Haulover. The crazy part is usually when it's firing like this, it's not that busy. That has not been the case today. Today we've had a ton of boat traffic. So Cap is trying to call the people out of the bow. He can see this one coming already. Like, bro, you guys need to move it back because things are about to get rough. Our girl gets rocked around right there, and she was the last. Oh no, phone overboard. She wound up dropping her phone in the drink. And man, they are getting absolutely worked on this one. Unfortunately, our girl took a little too long to get out of the bow, which means she's down one phone, and Haulover claims another one. And of course, that's going to mean Haulover's going to take the win here in this first round. Probably should have never lined up with anybody in the bow to begin with. And that will bring us to the second round of our contest, where the boats are going to go ahead and toss a D'Antonio yachts in the ring. And man, this is another one, another vessel that really should have a pretty easy time at Haulover, but man, they are going to make rough work of it. And even what's crazier is there's somebody in the bow of this boat, and that is one heck of a wild ride. I'm really curious to see if he's going to be able to hang on as they come rolling through these massive waves once they get to the outside of the inlet here. But right now he looks pretty solid. We even got somebody on the stern swim platform. This is just wild. I don't recommend either one of these, but our crew somehow seems to be holding on, and our guy in the bow giving it his all. As you can see, takes a wild ride but winds up hanging on as well. Typically I would want to give the loss on this because I just don't recommend it, but fortunately they wind up making it through safe, so I'm gonna go ahead and give them the win on this one, and that's gonna put the boats on the board. As we move into the third round of our contest, we are now tied at 1 apiece, and here in the third round, the boats are gonna go ahead and toss an Onslow Bang in the ring and see how they fare. So our crew's starting to make their way out. Cap's got the boat barely up on plane. You can tell it's firing pretty solidly here, and Haulover's knocking them off their game a little bit, but you gotta give a little credit where credit is due at times. In this situation, when it's this rough, things are not going to go perfect. You've got to do the best you can when you step in the ring and you're getting plowed like this, and this crew actually seems to do a pretty amazing job. Cap's working the throttles, making sure they land soft, and doing everything he can to keep that bow up so they don't wind up plowing into a wave. And here from these side shots, you can just see how big these waves are. This is a rough day down at Haulover, and this crew winds up working their way out and winds up taking a win for the boat, surprisingly, here in the third round. And that's going to give the boats the slight edge as we move into the fourth round of our contest, as the boats will go up 2-1. But here in the fourth round, the boats are going to toss a Sea Ray in the ring to see if they can go ahead and try and close this one out early. But this is more one of those lake boat Sea Rays, and this is not the ideal day for them. And again, people in the bow, poor decision. They're trying to get them moved back, but here they're getting absolutely worked as they try and make their way out. And our girl in the bows decided, well, I've had enough of this. This sucks, and down she goes. Oh my. Now this is really truly one of the reasons you don't play games at Haulover Inlet. I know it sounds like fun, putting people in the bow of the boat, trying to go out, letting them get splashed and get wet, but sometimes you can't, I shouldn't say sometimes, you can never control the inlet and what the inlet does, which means there's going to be times where you're going to get out there and things are just not going to go your way. Again, definitely don't recommend ever coming out of Haulover Inlet, or any inlet really, with people in the bow unless you know without any hesitation that it is truly a calm day and you're not going to encounter anything. Everybody, at least when you're coming out of the inlet, should be behind the helm, and you're going to avoid some incidents like this. I truly do hope she's okay on this one. She took a fairly solid hit, but she's up, moving, looks pretty good. But unfortunately for this crew, they're going to wind up taking a loss for the boats in this round, and that's going to move us into the 5th and final round of our contest. We are now tied at 2 apiece, and here in the 5th round, the boats are going to toss an Everglades in the ring to see if they can go ahead and close this one out and catch a surprise victory. And a surprise victory it would be, because Haulover's firing. We've got a full send cap. My man came under the bridge, laid into those throttles, got this boat up on plane, and is just sending it. Right now, they look pretty solid. They were up on top of the waves, riding pretty good. And man, it's a rough ride out, but this crew's gonna make it, and I've got no choice but to give them the win, and that means the boats are gonna take a win in this episode. Thanks for watching, crew. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, does some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we've got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens at the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.